Hey, everybody! Merry Christmas to all of you out there on YouTube land and my Twitch and Discord and all the other fun places. My hair has gotten a little longer, as you guys can see. It's been a while since I've actually been able to sit down for a couple of minutes and actually talk to you guys about certain subjects, what's going on with the channel, and all that kind of fun stuff. So, this is going to be an update, and plus, what I'm going to talk about is Cyberpunk 2077, which I'm going to do that first because I think it's the more important subject. As I said on Game Ahead Radio, um, probably about a month ago, maybe a little more than a month ago, month and a half ago, I posted on Twitter somebody had actually threatened me, saying that they were going to kill me because I said in a post that I think the developer CD Projekt Red should take their time with Cyberpunk 2077. Don't rush it. I said that I think that it would be in the best interest of them taking as much time as they think they need to make sure the game does not have bugs or glitches or anything like that, and it goes through high quality control. And this person felt that they wanted the game rushed out. They said that that is something that cannot be done because they've been waiting so long for this game to come out. And they pretty much said, you know, if they wait any longer, I'm going to kill you because you're the reason that they're waiting because they don't want to release the game because they want to take their time and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I get it. I get it. People wanted this game. I want this game. I'm planning on buying this game at some point. I was gonna wait probably about 2-3 months after. Um, I was thinking around my birthday, probably around February. I was gonna go pick up a copy of the game. Um, but I supported, I should say, the game, and I do to a point. But at this moment right now, I'm kind of like I told you so, because as I said on Game Ahead Radio, I said that they need to take their time. They need to not rush it. They need to figure out what's going on. Make sure it runs perfectly fine on PS4 and Xbox One and all the other next gen systems. It needs to run perfectly fine. They need to get it up to as high as a frame rate as they can to make sure that the game works. And I got a lot of flack after I posted on Twitter that, somebody had made a death threat against me. And I got a lot of pretty mean comments actually, from people saying that, one particular person, I'm not going to name names, but one particular person pretty much said something to the effect of, well, I'm glad people are threatening you because you're the reason that, everybody is like basically on the bandwagon of them taking their time. So, and it was something like that. I can't remember exactly what the person had said, but um, it may have been something a little different. Like, you're the reason that. I'm trying to remember exactly, but again, it was something along those lines. Again, I can't really say as a quote because it wasn't. I don't remember the quote per se. But as I said, CD Projekt Red needed to take the time for Cyberpunk 2077. They needed to do what they needed to do to make that game amazing. And a lot of people didn't want to wait. A lot of people felt that they shouldn't have to wait. They've been waiting long enough. And I get it. Like I said, I get it. You know, things things happen that you you want to do your best to anticipate. I have gotten frustrated from game developers that have waited to release certain games and they ended up being one of the best games ever made. And I've been disappointed with certain games that I waited for and was excited for, and then we got a copy of it and it was absolute crap. I will go through several of those games that I was completely disappointed with. Fallout 76. I was hyped up. I was excited for it. I'm like, oh, cool. Going online with your friends and actually, going on missions and maybe even joining the Brotherhood of Steel and going around and checking out locations together and being in contact with each other when you find a weapon or you find something that maybe somebody could use. I thought that was a great idea. Then it got released and it was Bug City from day one. Another game that I was really hyped up and looking forward to it, and I was very disappointed with. A lot of people don't remember The Walking Dead Survival Instinct. I was actually excited when they announced that game. I thought, oh, that's a really cool idea. Having Daryl in the world of The Walking Dead, and you get to play him and try to survive and try to figure out like what you want to do, and then there's actual survivors in the game that you can actually work with. I thought that was a really cool concept, and I was very disappointed with the game. Even though I have a copy of the game still to this day, I still am very disappointed with that game. Elder Scrolls Online. I was very disappointed when it first launched. Now, it's not so bad as it was when it first launched. When it first launched, it was broken. It was a complete mess. And I didn't like it. I was very disappointed with it. Again, it not so much now, but back when it first released, I was like, what did I just waste my money on? Another game that I was kind of disappointed with when it first came out because there was a lot of hype. A lot of hype for the Halo game that came out. I think it was Halo. I think it was Halo 4 or Halo 3. It was Halo 4. When it came out on 360, I was very disappointed with it when it first launched. A lot of glitches, a lot of bugs, just a lot of things that even to this day, brings back memories of why I haven't played a Halo game in a very long time. Which, by the way, Halo 2 is my all-time favorite Halo game. Destiny 2, another game that ended up getting better as it went along, but man, it was a complete nightmare in the very beginning. Anthem, another game that was very disappointing when it first launched. And it still is disappointing to a point, but I still have my copy and I still play it on occasion. I just don't play it very often because it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be something completely different. And, it is still a little bit of a disappointing. But Cyberpunk 2077 has been the biggest, I think, disappointment in probably the last 10 years of gaming. I'm not going to sugarcoat the truth. I was stoked. I was excited for this game. On Twitter, I said, I support the game because I really hope that they take their time, they make sure this is an awesome game, and we are going to have a blast on it because it looked amazing. Those trailers that they touted were freaking awesome, and the graphics and everything was just freaking sweet. And then they delayed it. And a lot of people lost their minds. Like, oh my God, how could they delay it? They're taking their time, blah, 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 blah. And I said, I'd rather them take their time than them rush it. And then it ends up being a horrible game that no one likes. And I got, like I said, a lot of flack from people saying that, how dare I say that, let them take their time. They've taken long enough. I'm like, okay, I understand you want them to release a game, but I don't want a game that's broken. And what happened? 2077 came out, and it is virtually unplayable on PlayStation and Xbox One. So much so that Sony has taken it down from the store and has and is issuing refunds for everybody that bought it. You can't buy it on PSN anymore. I am I did not expect it to be that bad. Like, I expected Cyberpunk 2077 to be bad if they release it in December. I thought it would be really bad if they release it in December and not take their time. I actually posted this on Twitter. I said, I think it was, if I remember correctly, I said to one of the people that was working on the game, I said, if you guys are going to release a game, okay, make sure, even if you take 6 months, 8 months more, to make sure the game's perfectly fine and running and everything's good, then you know what? It's totally worth it. It's totally worth waiting. And the person replied back to me, thank you, pretty much. But yeah, I got a death threat because I wanted them to take their time, and look what happened. People they wanted their game. They didn't give a crap whether or not the game was good or not at first. They were like, oh, okay, it's got bugs, so they can work out a day one patch and get rid of some of the bugs that are on it. But certain games, if they're not designed right, they're going to have more than bugs. They're going to have glitches. They're going to have things that the game designers cannot anticipate until the game is out and running. And they needed to do a lot of the quality control. They needed to test out certain things. They needed to see, okay, how am I going to do this? What happens if I shoot a wall? Is the wall going to explode? If I'm driving a car and I jump and I land on the road, am I going to go through the actual environment? These are things that they needed to look at before releasing the game. They needed to have Sony test it. They needed to have Microsoft test it. They needed to have their own independent organization test it out, or a independent organization. And they needed to have their internal department of testers test it out, make sure it's working. And none of that was done. They wouldn't allow other people to review the game before it got released. They wouldn't allow other people to review the game. So other YouTubers, they wouldn't allow to at all review the game with gameplay. So you couldn't show gameplay that you recorded of the game. You had to show their particular gameplay. That was a red flag right there. When I heard that, I was like, holy crap. What are they trying to hide? That was my big red flag. That's when I went, okay, they got to be hiding something, because you don't tell somebody to not do that. You don't tell somebody, okay, look, use our gameplay, but don't use any of yours. I tried to warn people. I tried to say, hey, look, give them some time. Let them go back, figure out lines of code, what they need to do for the environment, get the artists to come down there and clean stuff up, and nobody wanted to listen. There were a lot of people that were very supportive, and I'm grateful, but there were a lot more people that were very negative towards me on Twitter because of what I said. And it was just simple. Let's let them do their job. Even if it takes 8-10 months, I'd rather have a great game than a broken game, because EA is notorious for that, releasing broken games. I mean, come on, Madden 21, Madden 20, all broken games in the very beginning because people wanted them and they didn't care, and Electronic Arts was more interested in the money and the mutt, and it's just so frustrating as a gamer when you get a great game and you want this great game and you look at this great game, and because they didn't take their time, because other people were yelling and screaming, we want the game, you can't keep the game from us, blah blah blah, you can't do this to us. Then they release the game because they don't want to make those people upset, because they want to see all those people smile. Hey, they spent 6 years waiting for this game, so we got to make sure that they smile. even though we know the game is crap, and well, we need some more development time. We need like 8 to 10 months to iron out stuff. But we'll release the game anyway because we can't afford to like not let Christmas sales go up. And now look what's happening to CD Projekt Red. They are getting completely obliterated by the sales because they can't sell it on PlayStation Store anymore. I'm not sure about Xbox, but I wouldn't be surprised if Xbox takes it down as well. Sony is issuing refunds to everybody. And CD Projekt Red can't sell any of the copies of the game because no one's going to buy them. Because they know, hey, Cyberpunk 2077 is pretty much crap. Even with the day one patch, it's crap. You're not going to be able to play the game hardly. And I've seen a lot of friends who bought the game that have played it. A good friend of mine pretty much loaded up the game and let me play it for about a half hour. And I played it. And not even 15 minutes into the game, I encountered a huge bug that would not allow me to progress anymore in the story. And he came across the same bug too. So the bug is pretty much in 15 minutes of the game, you're walking around and there's this one door in this one building you have to go through. And you go into the door and the door doesn't open, but it's telling you you have to go through that door. So you go into the door, you go beyond the door, and nothing is loaded on the other side of the door. So there's no background, there's no foreground, there's no people, there's no traffic, no windows, no buildings. It's just blank. All you see is a gray ground on it. And that's it. And you can't do anything. So you go to try reload your save, and it's already saved that you're inside the building. So you can't go back. You got to restart the game all over again. And we did probably, 7, 8 times. And it was the same bug we were encountering. We go through that door, everything would be completely gone. And it's disappointing. It's disappointing, but let this be a lesson to everyone that is saying we need to rush these games out because we want these games. You can't keep these games from us. We want them for Christmas. We want them for our birthday. We want them for this. We want these games. You can't rush games. You have to take the time to make them. You have to take them and say, okay, look, this is what we need to work on. This is what could be thrown to the side right now. But as long as the core gameplay works, you can always go back and tweak stuff. I mean, I look at games like Skyrim, okay? It's a buggy mess. There's no doubt about it. You could do a lot of really strange bugs in that game. But here's where it gets interesting, because fans have actually helped make the game better with mods. And I think Bethesda knows this. I think a lot of game companies, if they allowed fans to actually work on their projects, like if CD Projekt Red put in a modding community to help work out some of the kinks and come up with some ideas and make mods for the game, I would have no doubt that game would be popular as hell, even with all the bugs, because people would be able to expose the bugs and do really cool stuff, like cleaning up the environment, making cars do things that normally don't happen, make mods for clothing, make mods for this, make mods for guns. But a lot of game companies don't want to do that. They don't want the fans to mod their games because they're not going to make any money off of it. And we know this because of Bethesda. Bethesda is notorious for this. They do not like, in many cases, people making mods. Because they make a mod, it becomes popular. What does Bethesda do? They pull a mod out and they say, wait. We're going to put this in our official store. And we're going to give you some money because it's very popular and we want to monetize it, because that's what we got to do. But I'm just, I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired. I'm tired of people pretty much dictating games getting released way too early and companies doing the exact same thing, releasing games and not caring because they know that as long as they've got a patch that will fix some of the issues, they don't care about releasing a game that's absolute garbage because they know they can patch it and people will be happy. Oh, at least they're working on it. Yeah, go tell that to the people at Anthem. Go tell that to the people at BioWare. Still working on Anthem, and then all of a sudden, just like Mass Effect Andromeda, they were working on the game, they were fixing stuff, and then all of a sudden, oh, wait a minute, we're not making any profit on this, so, nope. All those people. Fuck them guys that bought that game. Fuck them. We're not going to make any more updates for this game because people that already bought it, we're taking flag for it because, you know, our game is shit. We know this. We know that this is crap. But you know what? Fuck them. They can buy our next Anthem game. Notorious EA. Tune into Gamehead Radio. I'm going to be doing an episode talking about this subject. And there's going to be a live stream this weekend. I might do it Christmas Eve, guys. I might do a live stream for Christmas Eve and do a Skyrim live stream with a Santa hat. So that's pretty much the update. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys here in the next video. Boop, 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 boop. Merry Christmas! Boop!